All right, guys, the Challenge Outdoors podcast brought to you by Raider Concealment. We're doing something a little bit different here today. It's pouring down rain, so we brought the grill, everything inside. We got Brian Descharme, the Cajun lover. Descharme is his last name, but we prefer Descharme, don't we, Brad?
That's right.
Rolls off your tongue a little better. So him and Shayla drove up. They got some boudin for us. What we got in the boudin?
Well, when you were down on the coast, man, you tried the link boudin, right? So these are boudin balls. They're the same thing that you had in the sausage casing, except we added some cheese to them.
Oh man, you just took good and made it better.
That's right. That's exactly right.
So you got cheesy balls.
Yeah. Exactly.
Cheesy boudin.
A whole plate of them for you.
And what you got on the grill here for us?
Well, we got some chicken wings going.
Oh, yeah.
That's looking good.
We season them with the Bayou dust, with the Smokehouse Bayou dust, right there. And yep. Normally I smoke chicken wings, you know. But we got the grill going here, and that's working
Testing
perfectly.
your skills,
yeah, absolutely. So we're just gonna close this down and let them finish up. Right. Yeah.
So you guys stay around with us. This is what's coming up this week on the Challenge Outdoors podcast.
Let's see.
Welcome to the Challenge Podcast, brought to you by Raider Concealment.
Hey guys, Brad Frost from the Challenge Outdoor Podcast, and we're excited to announce we're going to be giving away this Crystal Pistol pot call made by Pistol Creek. This signature series call is valued at $69, and we're going to be giving away once we reach 500 subscribers to our YouTube channel, so make sure you go and subscribe today.
Well, Brian, you brought us up some of their famous smoked pecan smokehouse jerky.
Yeah, man.
This is our favorite, by far. Mine anyway. So
Well, you're in Georgia. I mean, y'all love pecans.
Got plenty of pecans, right? I appreciate that, but didn't you recently just go on like a barbecue competition or a smoking competition?
Well,
I don't know, smoking?
Well, what it was.
Smoking.
You want your smoking jacket, Brad? Brad's smoking jacket.
You know what I mean?
That was
Grilling
Brian
competition.
Ducharme, yes, Brian Ducharme,
The grilling competition.
Yeah, we were in Dallas for the World Food Championships a couple months ago. A good friend of mine, we grew up together, his name's Chad Whittington, owns a company called Maggie's Farm, and he had done a competition where he had one of the best burgers in Alabama.
Right.
So that gained him entrance into the World Food Championship. He asked me if I would cook with him. I said, man, you don't get to do that every day, you know? So we go, and we cooked in the hamburger category, and to progress, you got to come in the top 10 in the world. We came in 12th in the world,
So
right?
close.
So, but we scored so well, they kind of created what I call the loser's bracket, you know? And they picked the top 20 teams that didn't win their category, and they kind of kept it a secret what we would be doing. And the day before, they told us, you're going to be doing chicken wings. So I told Chad, I said, look, man, we do chicken wings every day. I know a little bit about this, you know. So we did chicken wings in that competition and came in second in the world. So
That's right, man. Congratulations.
yeah,
That's
it was
awesome.
pretty cool.
Well, I tell you what, I don't know a lot about cooking them, but I know a lot about eating them, and those things are looking good.
Hey, man, let's take another peek at them. They're getting there.
Right.
Woo.
They are
Won't be
getting
long.
there. No, it won't be long at all.
Smelling right.
My mouth's
Yeah.
watering already.
Yeah.
So you brought boudin, you got some chicken wings, but what you cook a lot of different things at your place.
We
right?
do. We're known for our brisket.
Yeah.
We do brisket almost every night on the smoker.
I know you do some really good ribs, because Scott and I stopped by the last time down that way, and
Yeah,
that was
man.
off the chain.
Me and Misty ate down there too. When
That's
we came
right.
through.
Yeah.
We were staying at the Bow Rivage.
The bow rivage.
The
world class
The
bow
Bow
ribs.
Ribeye.
That's it.
Yeah, we had a good time down there. You guys set us up. He was like, I can't remember now, but he was like, you got to have this. What was that? What did we have?
Something we cooked or something at the bow rivage.
No. At the little restaurant there where y'all, have your jerky and.
Well, let's see. We do our pulled pork. We do our brisket there, our ribs, chicken wings.
I think it was brisket.
They
Wasn't
were
that
brisket.
the brisket sandwich?
Oh yeah, the brisket po' boy.
That's what I know.
Yeah.
Brisket.
We even do a little fish too.
We do, man. Yeah. We'll
We're
smoke
doing the
anything.
coast.
Look, I've got a good friend of mine. He's a businessman in Southern California. He's an Asian guy, right?
Yeah.
And the first time we met, he said, "Brian, can you smoke clams?" I said, "David, I can smoke anything. That might take me a little while to perfect it, but I can do it."
You got it down now?
Yeah,
You
yeah,
got it down. So
yeah.
you're happy?
Yeah, he's happy, man. He's happy.
Well, I appreciate you driving up, you and Shayla.
Especially
We
the
swam
fall.
up.
Yeah, all the way from Ocean Springs, Mississippi, man. It rained on me the whole time. That's why we're inside tonight. And rain pounding down now, but I think it's gonna be worth the wait.
I can't. I'm ready to eat.
How is it, Brad? Can't talk.
I'm gonna be sick tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna eat everyone.
Well, guys, as you can tell, we've moved to the countertop here, and to say it's a hot mess up here would be an understatement, because it is a hot mess.
We need wet wipes.
Yeah. So, guys, while we're talking about it, Brian DeCharme from Smokehouse Bayou, down in Ocean Springs, Mississippi. His link will be in the bio, not the bayou, it's the bayou.
The link will be in the bayou.
Because he is from the bayou, but it'll be in the bio. So you can go down there and click on that, take you to his page where they can buy their own line of jerky here, whatever flavor they want,
Yeah,
pretty much.
absolutely.
So, and while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe to the channel and ring that bell for us. We really do appreciate it. Appreciate you guys watching. So, Brian, when they go to your website,
All right.
and they want to order, do you have, what's involved in that? They get free shipping?
Well, I
or
tell you,
what
we
all
have
get?
a special right now. If you buy any 6 items, because it's going to be jerky, different sizes. We have our seasonings, the sauces, all of that. So any 6 items get you free shipping anywhere in the country. And then also what we do is if somebody orders 6 items, we take a bag of jerky, make it, send it to a deployed active duty military member somewhere in the world or a veteran, okay?
Oh, that's cool.
So a lot of times we'll let them accumulate till we'll have 50 or 60 bags. Then we'll find a deployed unit and ship those things to them.
Well, that's awesome, man.
Yeah, the last one
I mean, being a veteran yourself, I guess.
Yeah, we sent to Warner Robins.
Yeah.
I've got a friend of mine that's a colonel there, active duty member there in the Air Force. And that was the last batch we sent out was to Warner Robins.
That's cool.
And then we're going to the tactical games in Meridian. A lot of those guys are certainly, prior military.
Right.
So we've been kind of letting it accumulate this last month because we want to give them away there.
You know, the tactical games are something else that we support as
Yeah.
well, and that's how we come about
Absolutely.
meeting you is
Yeah.
through some of our guys out there. But I noticed you're wearing the New York City Police Department hat. What's
Right.
the story with that?
Well, kind of like you guys. I mean, we have met some of the neatest people through, beef jerky. It's amazing to me, some of the people we've met, anywhere from professional athletes to hunters to, just all kind of people. And we got an order, I don't know, maybe about a month and a half, 2 months ago, and it was from New York City. And the guy kind of reached out to us after he got his product. He thought it was the best jerky he'd ever had. And so he asked us if we wanted to give him a call, man. So we call him and have a discussion with him. He's retired NYPD, and he shared our jerky with different police officers that are on the force. And I guess cool. we're the one of the favorite jerkies of the NYPD now. But he sent us this hat. He sent a hat for my son, Bo, and for Shayla's son, Gabe.
That's cool.
And then he also had like a command coin. You've seen some of these officers that do that. Sent that to us as well. So we're hoping to go up to New York and visit some of these guys, man.
That would
so,
be cool.
Yeah.
Get to see the 9/11 site and all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
And this guy, look, he lived through that. He was on duty when all that happened, and he is suffering the physical consequences of that now through
So
respiratory
many of them
and
are,
different things.
man. It's heartbreaking.
Yeah, it really is. So he is, guys like that, man, they're just as important as our active duty military guys.
Well, they're protecting us right here at home.
Yeah, exactly. So he went through it. We've got a lot of respect for those guys, and they love our product. So,
But they're not the only ones, because we do too.
Awesome.
Scott and I won't go hunting without taking some of it, stick it in the bag. You're sitting there in the tree or the blind, and
Yeah.
I mean, and yours is a little different taste than the average jerky too. I mean, you guys do it differently. It's got its own unique taste, and I mean, we love it.
Yeah, tell us, I know we have 2 or 3 different flavors on here. Tell us a little bit about kind of, I guess, your jerky process, how it's made.
Okay.
All that kind of stuff. I know we have like hickory and pecan and chipotle here today. But
Right.
Is that the only 3 flavors you do?
No, we've got other flavors. I'll tell you what makes our process different, okay, is we smoke with whole logs on a rotisserie smoker. When you go into, I've been into plenty USDA facilities, they're typically smoking in something as big as half of your living room, that kind of thing. We smoke in a restaurant size smoker, and is this a little bit, okay?
Yeah. Rain's killing us.
We smoke in a little bit smaller smoker, but we smoke with whole logs, and that makes a big difference. So when you see like smoked pecan, that's saying we're smoking that jerky with pecan wood smoked hickory, same thing, you know. We brought some chipotle. That's made with our Bayou dust. That's what we use to season the wings tonight. So we try to keep a pretty tight flavor profile. Everything's pretty sweet, kind of sweet heat, and just change the balance of that throughout our products, you know.
So how do you keep it so moist?
Right. I've never had jerky that I needed to like.
Yeah.
Wipe your fingers afterwards. Wipe my fingers afterwards.
Right. Well, I'll tell you what. I was in a USDA facility in Ohio, and this was about 2 years ago. And the guy, he'd been doing jerky for 30 years, and he asked me the same thing. He's like, he asked me, this is kind of a scientific thing. He said, what's the water activity of your jerky? Okay. And I said, 0.68. And he started laughing. He said, you mean 0.86? And I said, no, not according to Mississippi State University, you know. So he said, well, let's go test it. So we went back there, and he ground it up and tested it, and it tested 0.69 in his tester. And he was like, dude, I've been doing this for 3 decades. How in the world do you get your jerky so tender and it have such a low water activity, which talks about shelf stability. That's how you get shelf stability. And so I said, man, we use a lot of salt and sugars in our marinade, and the way we marinate it, so that salt and sugar gets in there and it competes with that moisture in that meat. And that's how you can get, you know, if you use the right amount of salts and sugars, you can get that moisture out and keep that tenderness to the jerky. Wow. So you won't get thin, crispy jerky from us. Now, our burnt ends.
I was going to ask you about that.
Yeah, our burnt ends are smoked with a little bit higher temperature, so it's more caramelized, you know, and it's kind of like the piece of a rib, you know, that's kind of got that caramelization, the burnt end. Yeah.
Well, you know, when you gave us some of that, I thought, this ain't going to be any good. It's burnt.
Yeah, right.
It's going to be tough.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not anywhere close to that.
Man, the burnt ends was an absolute, I kind of say the harder you work, the luckier you get kind of thing, you know.
Like,
it
was the stuff you was going to throw
away. The Lord gave us that that one. Shayla and I were smoking smoked pecan. Burnt ends is smoked pecan. That's what it is. And I had set the temperature on the smoker really high and forgot to set it down to where we normally smoke.
So it was a mistake, you're saying.
So we're sitting there and like literally we're eating lunch, waiting on, you know, the smoking process to finish, and it just hits me that I didn't do this. I jump up, run back to the smoker. Shayla's like, what are you doing? What are you doing? I sling the thing open.
What'd she say?
What are you doing? What are you doing? Kind of like Shalala. And anyway, I look at this jerky, and it's all charred looking.
Burnt.
Yeah, and I'm like, Shayla, I think I just ruined like $800 worth of beef jerky. You know? But we let it rotisserie out, you know, and cool off, and then I tried it. And it was like, Shayla, come try this, you know. So she tried it and was like, this is pretty good. So we started letting people taste. This is our #1 seller now. Burnt ends.
Really?
We sell more of that than anything.
Wow.
So.
Well, it's something different, that's for sure.
Right, yeah.
It's good, because that's what we're eating on the way to Wyoming, a lot of that. So
yeah. Obviously, you're a hunter, and I know you're getting your son into hunting, so I want to thank you for that, because we need to get more young people involved in hunting. Male, female, it don't matter, you know. So
right.
But he had a pretty cool story. What, was about a month now?
Yeah, actually, my son, Bo, he's our baseball player, you know, and he made the high school baseball team this last year, so we were really excited about that. But Christmas last year, not just last Christmas, but Christmas a year ago, his name is Bo. I had bought him a bow, okay? Yeah. So we like to start going out and shooting and stuff, and he's killed a whitetail with a gun before. He was real young. Then he just said, Daddy, I think I want to focus on my baseball. And so I said, son, that's what we'll do. So I hadn't really been into hunting for about 5 years, you know. But when I bought him that bow for Christmas and we started going out there and shooting, target and all that, yeah, he started saying, Dad, I think I want to maybe do some hunting or whatever. So an opportunity opened up for us down on the coast. We got a place there called Gaddy Farms, which is kind of an exotic place. They do a lot of stuff for kids. That's Dr. Gaddy's really good about letting kids come out there and do things. And so we, as a family, have gone out there and hung out with him and TJ Neal, who you guys met.
So that's the place I went?
Yeah, yeah, Dr. Gaddy, when you came down there. It really is. And so he had he's got axis deer, which, man, have you ever had axis deer meat? Oh, my gosh. That was unbelievable. That was the first time I've had it this year. It was amazing, you know. But anyway, he's got axis. He's got some red stag. He's got different types of rams out there, and he had this black Hawaiian that he basically said, "Bo, this one belongs to you if you want to hunt it." You know, so we went out there and hunted that ram like 4 different times, and never could get a shot on him. You know, couldn't get on him, that kind of thing, which was good. I wanted Bo to have that challenge. You know,
Right.
and so I wanted him to accept the challenge. You know what I'm saying? And so anyway, the last time we went out there, we're up in a 2-man stand. I'm putting his hunter safety system around the tree, right? And he says, "Daddy, there he is." And I'm like, "Okay, son, just a second." You know, he's like, "No, Daddy, he's right there."
Like 100 yards away or something.
Yeah, I turn around, there he is. I mean, we hadn't been in the stand very long at all. Just climbed up. And so I just grabbed him by the back of the shirt and I said, "Man, you better let it fly," you know. And so he did, and he harvested that ram, and it was awesome, man. It was awesome.
He's kind of hooked now for sure.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
There's nothing
Yeah.
like that first animal with a bow, the sound, the
Right.
excitement.
Seeing the arrow.
Yeah,
Seeing the flight of the arrow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that whole thing, you know, you can't describe it until you've experienced
And
it.
we actually went out there to hunt like a cull red stag at Dr. Gaddy's, and we hunted all day. Didn't get the shot. Had some great he was running by. It wasn't a great opportunity, but I mean, we got close. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Bo was filming, you know, the whole time. So
On his
I was
iPhone.
on the only iPhone. So anyway, I mean, we just have fun out there, man. You
Yeah.
know, it's not always about the kill. It's just
Oh.
the time
Yeah,
together,
they
as
don't-
a
How old is
father
Bo?
and son. He's 15.
15.
Just
okay.
got his driver's permit, so
Fun's about to begin.
that's
Dad.
right. That's right. Yeah.
Wait,
So-
you know, you just touched on a point that Scott and I have had some conversations before that I think a lot of people, you'll get both sides of the fence, but obviously Dr. Gaddy's place is a high fence
Yeah,
place.
yeah, mhm.
Well, you know, a lot of people are all against high fence.
Right.
You know, that it's
Right.
not fair, it's not ethical. Well, then you got the other side that looks at it and says, you know what? It's perfect for getting people into hunting.
Right.
It gives kids an opportunity. It gives people an extended season to practice, you know, not
Sure.
practice, but, you know, to hunt, get your skills built up, you know, and I think there's pros and cons to
Sure.
it. So I was just wondering what your take on that was.
Well, I can tell you out there, I mean, the advantage to me that I see of a high fence is if you know, like Dr. Gaddy told Bo, this ram's yours, you know. Well, he didn't kill him the first time, but he's going to be out there again.
he's out there
you know what I'm saying?
somewhere.
So he's out there. So that's a big advantage, you know. But I'll say this, I mean, it took us 4 or 5 hunts
Right. It's
to
not
make
easy.
anything happen because it's all bow hunting. So, I mean, you know, bow hunting's up close and personal, so
Yeah.
you don't
Well,
always get
my
that
thing
opportunity.
about it is, you know, whether you like it or not, if you like it, do it. If you don't like it,
Sure.
don't do
Don't
it.
do it.
But don't complain about how somebody else hunts, because that's what the guys and the girls that are trying to take our gun rights and our hunting rights away, that's what they want to see, is us being torn apart. They can't even agree on how they should hunt or what they should hunt with.
Right.
So I don't think we need to, you know, get into some kind of match,
If
arguing
it's-
a match
As
about.
long as it's legal.
As long as it's legal,
Sure.
and if it's not for you, don't do it.
Don't- yeah.
Right.
Well, look,
Don't-
Dr.
don't
Gaddy
break
too out there. He's got, you know, they do so much for children.
Right.
I mean, even like paraplegic children with the sip and puff, you know,
The guns and
yeah,
stuff
and
on
that
the
kind of
wheelchair.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it provides him an opportunity to be a blessing to some young kids. So you know, there's definitely positives in that
that's the way we
regard.
look at it too. And you know, also, no matter what size it is, those animals, they're hunted so much. I think we found this to be true. A lot of times they're spookier than low fence hunts.
Yeah.
I mean, because we hunted a couple of times. We've hunted high fence.
We hunted, we walked 36 miles to shoot an Axis and an Aoudad.
Yeah. I
Wow.
mean, they see you at 400 yards and they're gone.
Yeah.
You know, you're like, we're bow hunting.
Right.
You know, and it's.
Well, part of the challenge with when Bo was trying to get on that ram was he's got an Axis herd out there, and those things, I mean, he had 30 to 40 pair of eyeballs looking around all the time, you know. So
Right.
there was times where the ram was within shooting distance, but you couldn't draw on it.
Right.
You know, you're going to get busted.
Safety in numbers.
That's right.
Well, it's like Scott said. I mean, if you don't agree with it, don't do it.
Right.
But there are a lot of positives, I think, about getting out there, and it's about the experience to most people. It's
Yeah.
not about the biggest antlers or whatever. It's about the experience, especially underprivileged underprivileged kids, paraplegics, people like that. It's a good way
And
to
just
introduce
some-
them to hunting.
Yeah.
But now
Because they
your
get some
kid will
success.
probably step out and do some deer hunting, hog hunting, whatever. Won't have anything to do with high fence. but
Right.
that kind of wet his whistle, got him fired up about it.
Got
Yeah.
spirit.
And then, you know, if you had made a bad shot, you got a better chance of recovering it. So it's going to end in a better
In a
result.
positive way, yeah.
Right.
And he
absolutely.
hopefully get some of his buddies into hunting. That's what
Right.
we hope, because
Yeah.
we're trying to grow the sport.
And we have family in Alabama that, you know, it's all, there's no fences, you know, it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
all
Right.
hunting leases
Oh, yeah.
and that type of thing. And so we do some hunting there. Haven't in a while just because we've been so busy with our company. But now that, you know, we're working with you guys too, I mean, we're going to be around it. I mean, I want guys like y'all to influence my son and Gabe and different ones, you know, because,
Take that as a compliment.
yeah, absolutely. 'Cause some of the best people in the world are hunters and conservationists. I mean, that's, you
There's
know.
nothing better than taking a kid. I mean, before my son got old, I mean, he was 3 or 4. I took a kid out and he shot his first deer, and I mean, I kind of got all teared up and everything because he
Right.
was so exciting, you know, so excited, and I was like, how in the world am I going to be when Corey gets his own deer? You know?
Right.
I'll
I
probably
can tell you how he was.
I was shook up.
So I got a question for you.
Sure.
When did you find out you have a love? I hate to call it cooking, or barbecuing or smoking or whatever.
Brian
How
said, "I got a love for
Did
eating."
it run in the family? Is this something you
Right.
just self-taught yourself? How did you learn? How did
Man,
you get into it and get
Well,
started?
I mean, probably like a lot of people, had a grill on the back porch, you know, and kind of did my thing or whatever.
Or in
But-
the cabin like we do.
Yeah,
here.
that's right, inside. But I guess about 3 or 4 years ago, 3.5 to 4 years ago, excuse me, I had a medical oxygen company for about 13 years, and we set hospice patients up on oxygen. That's essentially what we did. And eventually sold that business and bought a little $169 Cajun injector smoker, you know, I mean, little electric smoker.
Yeah.
I didn't really know anything. And so I had been making jerky, deer jerky, with a dehydrator for
Right.
years. My cousin taught me how to do that. And we would give that to hospice nurses and doctors. That was kind of our little marketing thing, you know. And so when I bought this little smoker, decided, man, I'm going to smoke some jerky, just see what it tastes like, you know. And my dad is a retired pharmacist, and he's from Opelousas, Louisiana. And, you know, those Cajuns, man, can make anything taste good, and they can
Right.
tell you if something doesn't taste good. But Dad would be my taste tester. And it just became an obsession, man. We smoked meat around the clock for 5 months working on our marinade. I mean, I literally became obsessed with this for some reason. Decided I'm going to do my best to make the best beef jerky in the world. I mean, I look back at it and I think, what a ridiculous goal, you know, but it became my goal, you know. And so anyway, one day my dad says to me, son, that's the best batch you've ever made. Do you know how you made it?
That's the part I was hoping you was going to say.
And I
Write it
said,
down.
Because you told me that story.
I pulled my notebook out and I showed him all the, you know,
the
different
failed recipes.
Exactly, you know, the Thomas Edison recipes, you know. And so anyway, he said, well, if you can duplicate that, I think you might have your hands on something. So we let some people try it. I did a little Facebook video about it, and we had 42,000 views on this stupid little video. Couldn't believe it, right? I'm driving home from my
once
office.
again, people like
People
to
are into
eat.
jerky, man.
Yeah.
People like to eat.
And so Shayla, my girlfriend and partner in this thing, she was working at a hospital at the time in administration. And so anyway, she started selling bringing the jerky to the hospital. And before you know it, she's selling $800 to $1,000 a week in beef jerky down this hallway. And she says,
Hospital food is terrible.
yeah. She says, Brian, I want to quit my job and sell beef jerky, you know.
You're like, easy.
And I'm just thinking like, okay, so now this is really about to get
serious
real,
now.
you know, we got to make a decision. Well, through a friend of a friend, there's a famous chef named Emeril Lagasse.
Right.
Emerald.
And his people, his foundation, got a hold of some of our jerky, and they wanted to order like 160 bags for a big fundraiser they were doing in New Orleans. And I'm thinking, these people don't have a clue how little we are. Like,
I can't make
160 bags. When do y'all need it? November. Okay, that gives me 8 weeks. Yeah, I think I could do this, you know. So anyway, they invite me to come as a VIP to this. It's called, I believe it's Bourbon, Boudin, and Beer. and it's it's right outside the Superdome, man.
Wow.
And there was probably 5,000 to 7,000 people there.
Good
Wow.
You know, and anyway, I mean, through that association, we met other people that have really helped us out. I got to give a shout out to a guy named David Kim. His foundation helps veterans, and he kind of took us under his wing and has helped us tremendously with smokers and barbecue trailers and stuff like that.
That's
This guy
cool.
just, yeah, I mean, he's a.
You just got a new trailer, right?
We did. We got it from Douglas, Georgia, man. I think that's the barbecue trailer capital of the world or something.
They
were
had some,
everywhere.
huh?
They had a ton of them, man. But yeah, so the David Kim Foundation helped us, and then we've linked up with like the tactical games, and actually the PGA. They have a Patriot Outpost at different PGA events.
Okay.
But the one that we got hooked up was in Torrey Pines, if you ever heard of Torrey Pines in San Diego.
Yep.
And we flew out there and gave away jerky and met veterans. And it's just kind of, we try to just have fun with it. It's not all about money, although business has to be business. There's no doubt about that. But, it's kind of like y'all enjoy what you do.
Right.
And that's,
That
that's what
says a
we
lot.
do.
And I think that's the thing, my wife gives me a hard time all the time saying, I got, the taxidermy business and we do this, and she's like, you don't have a job. I was like, I got 2 jobs.
Right.
And just because I enjoy my job, that don't mean I don't have a job.
Right.
So I think we are, Brad and I say it all the time, we're blessed to be able to do this.
Absolutely. I
And
mean, when
the
people
people
wake
we
up
meet.
or people say, oh, it's Monday morning, and, they hate Monday, look forward to Friday. We don't share that mentality. I mean, I kind of hit the ground running every day.
Same day.
Yeah, and so because it's a dream. It's your own. It's something that you can mold and.
Anytime you have a passion for what you're doing, it don't matter how many hours it is, weekends, nights, late nights, whatever. You just do it because you enjoy doing it, and it's yours.
Well, for 3.5 years, I can say this without exaggerating. 12 to 18-hour days that Shayla and I have put in, but it's to build a brand. It's to build something maybe that we can get to a point where we can give our children, or whatever. But we have fun doing what we're doing. We have a little YouTube channel. We try to keep people up to date on our adventures and that kind of stuff.
And what's the YouTube channel called?
Smokehouse Bayou Smoked Meats.
All right.
And we do some cooking, do a little instruction on that, and we also do videos of just
Crazy
like
stuff.
when we just go somewhere. I mean,
travel.
we're going to have a video about us coming up here and seeing you guys,
Well, that's a
at some
big
point in time.
adventure.
Exactly, man.
Today it was.
It was a challenge.
It was
Maybe
a
an
wet
adventure
adventure.
getting home.
So if somebody wants to buy your jerky, they just go to smokehousebayou.com.
That's it, man.
Okay,
Just
good.
go to smokehousebayou.com and expect your life to change. That's all.
And you got three sizes in this.
We do. We have small, medium, large.
Yeah.
The larger the bag you buy, the better deal you get on the jerky.
The
so
larger
to speak,
is good for the road trips, the 17-hour road trips for sure. But these smaller bags are good for Brad and I, me and David, for putting in your pack, you elk hunting, mule deer, turkey, whatever you're hunting. Because it's a nice little pick-me-up, there on the stand, or keeping food in you really gonna help keep you warm.
Yeah, that's right.
Sure. Yeah.
And we eat a lot.
Yeah.
And I'm not
Every
just
couple
joking. We
hours.
probably eat every 2 or 3 hours.
Yeah.
Are you pretty much trying to do a lot of protein intake when you're
Yes.
on the stand or something?
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It sticks with you.
We're trying
I
to
guess.
keep our feminine figures.
Yeah.
Dad bods.
We got
Well, we're really excited about pairing up with you. We've been doing this together for a year or so, getting to know each other, talking about doing some hunts together. You guys are going to come up and do a hog hunt with us, I think. We're going to try to come down and do some fishing and hunting with you guys and get some of that stuff on the grill down there.
Oh, yeah.
Once we kill it, grill it, eat it.
Right.
All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it. Hey, probably my favorite podcast so far because as Dave is doing over here, he's still eating. But we got to eat
Absolutely.
some good food. Brian Ducharme on the end over here. Brian Ducharme. I just like how it rolls off.
You
the
like
tongue.
the flair, don't you?
Yeah, you need to add that. You
think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
But hey, we appreciate you guys driving all
Maybe
the way
if I
up.
had a little more hair or something,
Just keep wearing the hat, man. You can make it work. Appreciate you guys driving up, especially in this weather, man. It is just nasty. It's probably going to be even worse going home for you guys. But thanks for being
Don't
part
say
of it.
that. Is it?
Better
I
not
think
be.
so.
I was
but-
hoping it was passing through tonight.
Oh, it's passing through. So I appreciate you guys being part of the Challenge Outdoors. We look forward to working with you guys. And if you would, please, if you would ring that bell and subscribe to the channel again. Brian's bio and everything's going to be listed up under the video. And Brad, David, it's been a great time, man.
Awesome.
Again, thank you guys for driving up.
man.
We'll see you again right here in 2 weeks for more the Challenge Outdoors podcast brought to you by Raider Concealment.